Good evening. Welcome to Bitterblack Isle, the expanded DLC of Dragons Dogma. We are here today because throughout my time playing Dragons Dogma, I have come to realize just how much I lack the relevant skills required to see this thing through to the bitter end. I am not a bitter person, I just don't like losing. Therefore my plan is to grind out this DLC until I'm good enough to complete the main game or at least murder the Hydra that consumed me in the first place. Again, I am not a bitter person. Off to a good start here. Initial thoughts are promising. Definitely more my speed. I can spend some time here, level up, perhaps get some better equipment. It seems that in my excitement I failed to take into account that the treasure chest might consume me. On top of this, it also seems that the chest is adept at casting magic, like a wizard would. And now I am dead. Yes, definitely dead. In conclusion, my takeaway from this encounter is that with enough time and effort it is possible to teach household furniture how to cast high-level magic spells. It seems that I am not alone in my dungeon crawl experience. This gentleman, whom I shall call Pete, seems to have set up a successful entrepreneurial venture selling and buying rare equipment. So far, I seem to be his only customer. Ever. Using the element of surprise, I should be able to jump on him from a great height and fail utterly. Several levels into this dungeon, and I seem to be making good progress. Misadventures with carnivorous wizard chests aside, there has been nothing too challenging. Ah, I may have spoken too soon, as the game has decided upon summoning a rather large cave troll to deal with. I imagine this shouldn't present too much of a challenge. My team and myself have developed several strategies to deal with just such an opponent. This really should be a walk in the... No, wait, no, stop, no, wait, stop, please. Please stop. Can we get some peaceful resolution? Can I just, please, at least dictate terms of surrender, stop and... Okay. Okay. The best strategy at this point is to leave the cave troll alone and instead concentrate on a previous area with no randomly summoned sub-bosses. Ah, that is rather unfortunate. And no, wait, no, stop, no, wait, stop, please, stop. Can we get some peaceful resolution? Can I just, please? Once again, I have made the acquaintance of Pete, who seems to run a whole franchise of shops in this dungeon. I see no other employees, therefore I must conclude that all of these establishments seem to be exclusively staffed by him as well. You would think that the savings would be reflected in his prices, but alas, that is not the case.
Hobgoblin, 'tis a formidable foe.
Unfortunately, formidable doesn't seem to include the ability to see 2 feet in front of him. Having taken a wrong turn at some point, I now find myself staring at a giant cyclops chained to a wall in a somewhat suggestive manner. I am a little reluctant to fight him as I am concerned he might find any violence inflicted upon him arousing. Turns out that my initial prognosis was correct and he is indeed getting off. I imagine that this is a boss encounter that I will be explaining to a psychiatrist many years from now. During prolonged battle with a cockatrice, one of my pawns has somehow contracted some kind of skin condition. I personally don't think this is too much cause for concern. A healthy diet and diligent hygiene maintenance regime should be enough to... Oh, okay. Yeah. I have been exploring this dungeon for several days now, Needless to say, I have developed a pretty good handle on it by this stage. I feel that nothing really should be able to surprise me anymore, and oh, that's new. That's huge. I don't think it's seen me yet, which is promising. I'm beginning to think that Pete has a secret network of tunnels and passageways that allow him to always be one step ahead of me. I'm not exactly happy about this. I will admit, my original statement on having a good handle on this dungeon was proven to be a little presumptuous thanks to my encounter with a small, angry planet, but now I am wholly confident that the rest of this dungeon should be a walk in the park. Of course, not all parks are born equal, and this particular jaunt through one has its own uphill challenges. Forced analogies aside, there is at least a chest at the end of this difficult rainbow that makes it all worthwhile. Of course. Of course it was going to do that. I think I hate Pete. Not only does he seem to be selfish in his monopolization of a series of secret interconnected tunnels that give safe passage to the rest of the dungeon, but his pricing scale is very one-sided and not exactly fair to his entire customer base, which is me. Feeling very strong and very cocksure, it is time to push the boat out and attempt to kill the Grim Reaper, the literal personification of death itself. Having recently leveled up, I have every confidence in my team's ability to... Okay, that is... Yep. Yeah, that is pretty much an instant kill from my whole party. Once again, we find ourselves face to face with the cave troll. But I shall not die this time, for I have leveled up 5-fold, nay, 10-fold, and I will now be your unreckoning. Flail all you want, cave troll. It will do nothing to delay the inevitable. I am the angel of death, and there is nothing you can do to stop me. Except that. Yeah, that would work. Well done. I have just discovered an interesting glitch.
It's an unexpected sight.
I feel that my pawn is mocking me. I'm pretty sure of it. Pushing onwards through the final area, we have opted to take the stealth route. I just need to stay focused and nope. Pushing onwards through the final area, we have opted to ignore the stealth route and instead focus on nope. Back to the drawing board. Stopping to catch my breath in the final area, we are outmatched and will need to rethink our approach. One of my pawns has decided that committing suicide is the only viable option. They may have a point. Having survived the final area, we now find ourselves face to face with the final boss. And he is impressive. Ooh, look at those wings. I wonder if they can support the entire weight of his body. And they can, they can. And now he is right in front of me. Okay, maybe he wants to parley. That's a possibility. No parley. Nope, just murder and death. Murder and death. Alas, I have every faith in my team to help me overcome this terrible foe. We are a team of underdogs who understand the value of teamwork. We will not be easily routed. Through the unbreakable bonds of friendship, we will find a way to victory. We heartily laugh at your attempts to... Oh, shit! Is that a black hole? Is that a fucking black hole? In a rather unsettling turn of events, it transpires that the final boss can rip a hole in time and space and has simply blinked two of my pawns out of existence with the awesome power of an event horizon. I still have my main pawn, and I'm confident that together we can still overwhelm this fiend. Those other pawns were lesser warriors, mere chaff in the wind compared to us. Together, me and my main pawn can still win this. We just need to dig deep and holy shit! Having just lost my main pawn to another reality-crushing black hole, it is now up to me and me alone to see this beast slain. I always knew it was going to be up to me in the end. I am a lone wolf, a single standing bulwark against a storm. No longer held back by the rest of my team, I can finally cut loose. And who am I kidding? I am screwed. Utterly screwed. And I have won, vanquishing my foe like I always believed I could. Zero doubts in my mind whatsoever, none at all, none whatsoever. I stand triumphant. Now it is time to sit back, put my feet up, and enjoy the final cutscene of this DLC.
You have my thanks.
To destroy is simpler than to create, and harder still is to see aught to fruition, to end it rightly.
Aha.
The infinite chain is yours, Arisen, to grant measure, to give what shape you will. And I, at last, can step beyond its span.
If I'm going to be honest, I really don't have any idea what's going on here. I have spent so much time just trying to beat this goddamn thing, the actual plot just kind of fell to the wayside. Personally, I think it's all a bit overdramatic, but still, it is nice to see this random guy reunited with his faithful pawn after all this time apart. Very touching, really. I am touched. Almost kind of makes me wish I didn't let my own pawn get pulled into a black hole and culled from this very existence. I suppose that if there is a moral to be gleaned from this adventure, an overarching theme to be summarized at the conclusion, it's probably that I don't deserve nice things, as I will eventually end up abandoning them to have their atoms ripped apart and consumed by the most destructive thing in our known universe. I'm going to have to lie down and think about this for a while.